family. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Boogity 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 boo. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. What? What? Steve Copeland. I think it is. I think it is. Technical difficulties. Because people been popping in on
Donald, by the way, be with myself. I'm sure.
I'm over on my TikTok, y'all. Just in case somebody pop in and wonder what I'm doing. I'm on my TikTok. So let me say, maybe now I can get started. I gotta come out of here. I gotta come out of my TikTok here, my live stream here. Close this out. Because you're gonna hear echo. And this, excuse me, y'all. This should not be on. I'm messing around with some stuff. But look, I think I got her now. I think I got her now. I think I got her now. What's up, Dorothy? What's up, Troy? I think I got her now. 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 But yeah, family, y'all know who this is. This is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Steve Copeland from the. I'm gonna get somebody to write that. I'm gonna get somebody to write some music for me. I don't know. I'm sitting here, thinking about a lot. I ain't got nothing else to do. I done made some phone calls, trying to get people into housing that's in hotels, and they're looking for housing. So a lot of y'all, if you don't know, I have an LLC called Strengthen the Community. It's called Strengthen the Community, LLC, right? The LaTanya D. Copeland House of Hope. It's a transitional housing program. So if you don't understand what that is, we normally work with the homeless population, or somebody that's on the verge of being evicted, and somebody might have gave them information to go to a shelter. So we're not a shelter, but we provide shelter. And what I do, I refer, if you call me, my business number and everything, I will refer you. If I don't have space or I don't have nowhere to put you, I'll call other people for you to get you into either their housing program or whatever they're doing on that end, whether it's substance abuse, Whether it's if say like you is in an abusive relationship and you need to get out and you need to be hid. You know what I mean? You need to be hidden away. Um, those are the type of people that I will reach out for you, for your safety and everything like that. Um, that's what I do. My part is just housing, providing housing, temporary housing to permanent housing. So if you fell on hard time and you need somebody to work with you as far as managing your money, budgeting your money, teaching you how to be responsible again, teaching you how to be productive again, this is what we do. So if you need a PRP, you need a therapist, or you need a psychiatrist, your child might need counseling, stuff like that. Or if you lost your children and you have to do I can say do a job, and you have to do the necessary things to get your child back or your children back. See, I understand the process with like CPS or the courts in order for you to turn your life around, to be able to get you a place, whether it's a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom place, so that you can get your children back. So it's work you got to do, not me. You got to do the work in order to, get your children back, in order to become responsible and productive and stuff like that. So what I do, if you come into my housing program, I normally do like an intake over the phone. I talk to you, I listen. If I feel like this is for you, I'm going to work with you. But you have to do the work. I can't make you do the necessary work and turn your life around. I cannot do it. You have to be willing to do it. So if you come in and you're dealing with, and I know I have to watch my words, y'all. Tap this for me, please, y'all. Tap, 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 whoever, tap, 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 for me, please. If once you come in, the goal is for you to work on this, right? If you're dealing with, say, like bipolar, schizophrenic, any type of issues like that, is to get you the proper help that you need. If you was on medication, you stop taking your medication, the goal is to get you back on medication. Or if you just, hey, Kane, if you just don't take medication, the goal is to encourage you in getting on medication. Because I'm gonna tell you, a lot of us deal with mental, I'm trying to say it in a more positive way. A lot of people deal with mental behaviors, mental health behaviors or disorders, right? So the goal is, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. If your mind is racing and running and you're dealing with depression, you're dealing with bipolar, and it's like your mind racing and you can't catch that sucker, the goal is to get you the proper medication to help balance you out. I tell anybody, please, if you need that type of help, take the medication. Now, if you're working with Steve, and I'm going to tell you what I do when I deal with people, because I'm considered as a life coach. Now, I'm not a doctor or, like a psychiatrist, therapist, somebody on that level. But my goal is to get you prepared to be able to go and talk with them and be honest about yourself with them. So basically, any type of relationship, and this is the way I always put it, any type of relationship starts with communication, period. Right? Any type of relationship. But it has to start with you. Communicating, talking to someone, letting them know where you at, how you feel, what's going on. But guess what? I know it's not easy for some of us. It takes a lot of courage and confidence to talk to somebody that you basically don't know and let them know what's going on with you. So now, when you come into my housing program, the goal is me and you starting to talk. We talking anyway, right? So we starting to talk. The goal is for me to help you understand what it is to be honest. You know how we so used to lying and manipulating and, cheating and getting over on people, but actually we deceiving ourselves. So the goal is for you to learn to flip that around and be honest with yourself. That's living by some spiritual principles, moral values and principles. Some of our parents taught us that coming up, living by morals, values, and principles. But as we got older, we decided to do what we want to do when we want to do it and when we want it, right? So the goal is to help you to learn once again to be honest with yourself. It starts with you. Then what I had to understand, once I gained some faith in me, it's not about nobody on the outside, it's gaining faith back in yourself. Right? They are spiritual principles. This is, I'm going to try to explain it as best as I can. But you know that beautiful feeling that you feel inside and that gives you that energy and that courage and that motivation and, yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to talk about this and never mind, I ain't talking about that. I ain't sharing all that type of stuff. But that's part of this feeling, that spirit, when you down and out and it's like you don't want to tell nobody nothing, you feeling ashamed, you feeling embarrassed. So it's about building this up. It's building this up, building the insides up. So now you learning to be honest. You starting with the communication. Just talking. Now you learning to be honest. I know how I feel to release that stress now, because I'm talking about me. I'm letting people know where I'm at, what's going on with me, how I feel, stuff like that, right? Once they are feelings. It's spiritual morals. Don't listen to nobody when they tell you stuff like, well, you weak to your feelings and your emotions. Heck right. Because you identify with them. I don't like when people do that. Oh, you emotionally caught up or you this and that. No, I'm a compassionate person. Say what you want. See, I had to learn to be honest with me. I had to learn to have faith back in me. I had to learn to trust back in me. I didn't understand that early on, Kane. I didn't understand that. Because I was in this habit of lying and manipulating and being deceitful and dishonest, and I thought that was the way to go. You could not tell me I was wrong. And I try to help people understand that today, Kane, I try to help people stand. I try to ill wills. I try to help people understand when I was living that lifestyle out in the streets, you could not tell me I was wrong. Because it seemed like the world revolved around me. When I say do this, do that, you did it. That reminds me so much of Donald Trump. That's why I really don't care for him that much, because I see that old behavior and how he plays and how he manipulates. I'm like, that sucker is good. He is good. Because he know how to play you. He know how to manipulate you. I said, oh my God, that remind me too much of when I was back in the, the hood and living that lifestyle, ill wills, Kane. I'm like, So 31 years ago, I'm like, God, please help me. 31 years ago. Took the desire for the alcohol and the drugs from me. You could not tell me my goal was ill wills and Kane, and I'm trying to catch some names over there. My goal was to die with my boots on in the middle of the streets. Look what's happening to a lot of our young men now. Trying to be that tough dude. Trying to be hard. But that wall, look, that wall, the ego, the pride, the pain, that wall had to be torn down. And it started with me just telling people where I'm at, how I feel, what's going on. Communication. People told me stuff like this. We're going to love you until you learn to love yourself. I'm like, what? What in the freak is that? We're going to love you until you learn how to love yourself. Well, if they're going to love me, then I need to learn how to love me. How can you love me more than me? It happens, but I'm just saying. So I had to learn to love me. Man can't give you that. Woman cannot give you that. It's something that got to be in here. And because I learned to be honest with myself, have faith back in myself, trust back in myself, guess what happened? I was able to go in the inside, in that dark place. Hey, man, I was able to go into that dark place inside to find out what caused you at 11 years old. What caused you at 13 years old? It was a big cup like this of Thunderbird. This coffee. What caused you at 14 years old, Damon? Talking about in the 70s. 14 years old. You couldn't tell me I wasn't part of David, the rich society. They told me that was the rich man, Hi. You couldn't tell me I wasn't. Between 14 and 15, I went to work and I told my cousin, right? Well, I asked my cousin, I said, can you shoot this? She said, yeah. Hit me. Between 14 and 15. Hit me. So I started using. We called it back in the day speedball. Because I started shooting cocaine. But I liked the cocaine better than I liked the dope. And I'm trying to hustle. I'm working. I'm trying, that life. 14, 15 years old. And I'm drinking Thunderbird. It then went from pints to half a pint, fifths to gallons. Then I started drinking the bougie stuff like, excuse me, because I'm trying to think back, y'all. That's a goddamn one shame. I like the brown liquor, right? I'm trying to think of the, like the E&J and stuff like that, right? God dang, 31 years. And then look, I'm trying to think back. I liked the brown liquor. I didn't like the white stuff because it made me fight. But it didn't matter once I got too high. I was a troublemaker. Thunderbird, Richards, Mad Dog 2020, E&J, VSQ, VO, Young Ill Will, Young JC. I was young. So do y'all understand why I go back into the community to help embrace our people? Do you understand why I do what I do? Because I didn't have nobody ill will came. I didn't have Kofi. I didn't have nobody to tell me, don't do this, don't do that. My oldest brother got high. Everybody in my family basically got high. So I got high with my family. I didn't get high with outside people, Kofi. I don't like to share this, but I'm going to say this. My mother had 7 children. My mother started selling weed to take care of her children. And then we started the other stuff as time went on. I came out of school in the 10th grade. I didn't have nobody to encourage me and motivate me and tell me don't and keep going and all that type of stuff. I didn't have nobody. My mother was too busy trying to take care of us on top of all of that. And I'm going to tell y'all, when you in it, it seems like it's the norm. It's not. It's not, God's girl. It's not the norm. So a lot of the stuff you see our kids running around doing, believe you, they feel as though that's the right thing to do. Mainly if you seem like you don't know no better. Because I'm telling y'all, you could not tell me that what I was doing was wrong. You could not tell me that when I was putting the package back out in the community that I wasn't killing. Look, it was the Muslims that said, Big Jimmy at 3045 West North Avenue, we're going to KILLU for KILL and our people. They had flyers all around. I woke my family up because somebody knocked on my door and said, Steve, look what they got out here. I said, y'all get up, go out there and get that stuff off. And I dared one of them to come to my house. I dared him, Kofi. Uh-oh. I don't know, this might cut me off. It says something about restrict. Oh, it said, I don't know. Hopefully it won't click it off. Hopefully it won't kick it off. It says submit my feedback. I don't even understand it. So it might cut me off. That's why I try to watch what I say, but it might cut me off. And then I'm gonna have to send him a message. But I try to watch. What is that, F1? I try to be careful on TikTok from what I say. Because I know certain things you can't say. So once I go, I might not remember what I said to, it said 2 restrictions. I think they sending me something because of certain words that I'm using. But I'm getting loud, and I'm getting loud because that's the way I speak. So it might be because I'm getting loud and they think something, no. That's just the way when I go, I go. And when it comes to what I do, and if they don't click me off, I have a friend that he's a diehard for Trump. And he posts stuff on my page, and I try to be nice because I don't care for that. Oh, I was trying to watch it because normally if you say it right, okay, I got it. Thanks. Because I thought I was trying to, thanks. Because I know certain things we can't say. So, and then that other one I said with the boots. So that might have been that too. But hopefully they don't flag it to cut me down. But I'm only, I can only take from what I have experienced throughout life and how God turned my life around. So I'm living a total different way of life. So that's when I was called to go back. into the community to help our people. Now, I deal with religion. I deal with politics. I fight against any laws with the organizations I'm with. We fight against the laws that they create to harm the people. And most of the laws that they create hurt your people that's basically living in poverty. Because my thing is, and it's real, if you do not depend on the state and the government like most of your low to moderate income people do, the goal is they're trying to cut you off. Too much tax money going on out there. So that's why every time something happened with diseases and the drugs and stuff like that, it's geared more towards your low to moderate income places to wipe them out. And know what? A lot of people look at it as the norm. It's not the norm. So my friend, he's running for the 7th district in Baltimore City. Hey, Butterfly. So it was a statement made. And I said, let me tell you something. Number one, you're a minister. You've been called to minister. So that's to go out and fish for the people. You know what I mean? That's what I do. That's what you do. You cannot take sides like that. You cannot be too far into the religious thing. You cannot be too far into the politics. Because this is what keep our people enslaved and trapped. So he talking about look up this, look up that on such and such and such and such and such, right? Because they telling the truth. They doing this and they doing that. And I said, I don't give a freak about who's studying this and who's studying that. Because I can only go off of what I'm seeing. I don't give a freak about that. I don't care about you being a scientist and all this type of stuff. And you might not have experienced the stuff that you researching and all of that for somebody like us who lived through it. So the goal is to go back and help his people. That's your mission, bro. Y'all done got to the point, y'all praising this man. And y'all praising him too much. He gonna make a statement. Yeah, people say you're a real powerful man. You this, you that. But no, Jesus is more powerful. You think you Jesus, sucker. And my thing is, he told us. He's told us. He said, I'm a businessman that happened to run. It's like y'all don't pay attention. And not only that, you cannot mix business and politics. So if he become president again, he can't run his business. But he's going to try to run the presidency like a business. You cannot do it. So you know what 2025 is? He has to answer to Congress. He has to answer to the Senate. He don't have power over them. They are the ones that come together to create like legislations, bills, laws, policies. Only thing he do is sign them. And then if he veto them, Congress can override it. Now, once I began to dig more in and I started seeing it for myself, and as a person that fights in the community-wise for the democracy of our people, whatever laws they hand down, if it's going to benefit the community, the goal is to go out and encourage people to live accordingly. But if it's going to hurt the community, then, or the citizens, then the organizations like the ACLU and all that type of stuff, Community United, the NAACP, they supposed to fight against that law or that policy. So now, mind you, I can't jump too far over here as a Democrat. I can't jump too far over here as a Republican. So I'm right here. My thing is, whatever bills y'all pass down, once I understand what we're doing is to go and embrace the community, to live a better way of life so they won't, break the laws and all this type of stuff. That's what I do. And that's why they shut me down, because of this. Oh, no, we got to get him off the street. That's a whole different story. It will, you hear me? That's a whole different story. And let me tell you something. I ain't got nothing against YT. It took a YT officer, a YT female detective, don't even know me, to create some bills on me. Remember what I said earlier? The name of my business is called Strengthening the Community. My sister passed away almost 3 years ago. The name of my housing program was the Ambassador Housing Program. I named my program after my sister. I'm arguing with these police because they disrespecting my program. And the majority of them was YT. And I told them, I said, let me tell y'all something. Y'all get paid to protect and serve. I don't get paid to come into the community and help try to turn things around. I'm putting my life on the line. And we argue. And we argue. We in the middle of the street. I'm by myself. And I'm arguing with 2, 3, 4 polices. And we arguing like rats, ghetto rats. And it was real unprofessional. Get him off the street. I got a phone call, and I shared it the other day, a week before. Somebody called me telling me what was going on with a lot of our community leaders, right? Activists and stuff. They shutting them down. Oh, no, they ain't gonna mess with me. They ain't gonna blah, 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 blah. Brandon Scott, no, ain't gonna let nothing happen to me. Blah, blah, blah. A week later, I was gone. Right now, I want to send Ivan Bates a message. Say, I'm the one. If that prosecutor mentioned my name, I'm Steve Copeland, and I know you probably know. You know me, bro. I helped you twice in your campaign to become state's attorney. You know me. Brandon Scott know me. Antonio Hayes know me. Senator Antonio Hayes. Senator McCoy McCrae. Y'all know me and the stuff that I do with my big mouth to help try to reduce a lot of this stuff that's going on in Baltimore City. Y'all know me. But the YT don't know. He didn't really know what Steve Copeland do around in Baltimore City. I told his major the stuff that I was going through with them out in the streets. I told their captain the stuff I was going through with them out in the streets. They aren't the type of people that you put into this community because they don't understand the people. They don't understand how to work with the people. Come on, let's sit down and talk. I can help y'all better help them. Y'all might be real good with the laws, but are you real good with learning how to help somebody move out of a situation and stay out of it a day at a time? Come on, let's talk. I ended up over Central Copeland, 61 years old. Everything I done caught me over 31 years ago. I understand. My first time ever. 61 years old. What in the world is going on? So a lot of y'all, right, that want to sit back and blame the prosecutors, because I was doing it too, for the little stuff they throwing at you, like the charges. I had 17. I had 15. Fake and phony. But then the detective decided she was going to add 2 more. I didn't even know I'm going to court for 2 cases, not 1. I'm like, where this come from? Now, mind you with me, the goal is to help you move forward. What I'm going to bring you over here for and hurt you. So the detective went back to a text me and my client had, female client had, about the rest of her money. Do y'all know that woman charged me with 2nd-degree assault, burglary on my own stuff, and harassment? I'm like, oh, I ain't even got the paperwork. I ain't even got the charge papers. I ain't got none of it. But they there. Now I got 2 housing programs. I can't go to nan one because it's a stairway thing, stairway order. I'm on home monitor. I can't go nowhere but to the doctors, the lawyer, and back. If I try to wing off and go get something to eat on the way back, y'all say I had 4 hours. So if I'm out and I got 4 hours, I'm going to go to the doctors. I went and got my prescription the other day, my medicine. I had to wait, so I went over there and got me something to eat. So if she see that, and I was back, probably within 2 hours. Call me again this time. And the reason why I'm saying that, because I have a lawyer now. And I communicates with my lawyer. So basically anything I need to do, as long as he aware of it and he need to speak to like the lawyer or something like the courts, he will. I'm telling y'all, this happened March the 12th of last year. I supposed to went to court April the 9th of last year. I ain't been to court yet. I really want to know who house. Please tell me who was the victim. Who house did I do a home invasion? Who house did I do a burglary on? Okay? I want to know. Because I want to tell them, they my mother freaking rental property and business. How can I do a home invasion on my own stuff I signed the lease for? A temporary to permanent housing program. Excuse me, can I tell y'all, wait a minute, my name's Steve Copeland, strengthen the communities. Mr. Copeland, you can't talk. Why? Y'all listening to all of them? And their lies, but I can't tell y'all the truth? No. Okay. I'm gonna shut up. But when y'all ready, Your Honor and Mr. Prosecutor, or Miss Prosecutor, when you ready, then maybe I can tell you what the freak happened. Nothing. I ain't have a chance to tell them nothing. I'm sitting at home, right, with my little shirt and tie on, and I'm in court. I'm on Zoom. And I'm listening to them. I'm just sitting there and they just talking about me. I'm like, these mother suckers. Now, I can't tell you who I am because you don't want to hear. But you believe what this report said. And then I was charged with assault, armed robbery, and all of this. How am I going to assault somebody and rob somebody that I'm taking care of, basically? They got him a job. Let him use my card, the food stamp card. He's my niece, which I've been knowing him for about 20 years. Nephew. So to me, he's like my nephew. The police don't even know that. But you want to charge me with assault, armed robbery, burglary? I'm 62, 62 now. What I look like trying to fight a 22-year-old? He hurried up and wrote that bull jump. And not only that, the young dude, I did the emergency petition on because I couldn't get his medical information to get him the proper help he needed. So my goal was to have him signed away. I mean, take him to the hospital. See, I can do that. I can go downtown, get a EP to have you, evaluated. Do y'all know the officer got rid of the police report? That they supposed to took him and another person to the hospital. All of a sudden, the paperwork get lost. I'm like, why y'all let me see y'all bull jump? Because I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to go on my live. Only thing I'm not doing right now is calling your name out. But why did y'all let me see it when I talk about things? And guess what? I don't want to spend the rest of my life. I don't want to spend my life in fear. You get me? I don't want to spend my life in fear. So you have to stand for something in life, or you're going to fall for anything. I just don't want to live my life in fear today. I know one day, I was born, and one day he's going to call me home. And I'm going to tell you right now, deep in my spirit, it's like a well done, son. That's how I feel. I feel like, Steve, well done from him. You can't tell me nothing about that because this is what I feel in here. That I earned my seat. Because I understand today, Barbara, if you call yourself, now I can't speak on nobody else's religion or something like that, right? I can't do it. I can only tell you where I'm at. I can only tell you. But look, if you call yourself being like Christ, a lot of us are afraid to die like Christ. This is what I sent my friend, minister. When I got locked up last year, God took me straight to Genesis, into Revelations, to Exodus. And he told Moses to go tell those people, I said, let my people go. So if you know what a Pharisee is, they still here today. It's your people with power. money, authority. He took me there to show me this is what you're doing. You walking in the footsteps of some other great men who wrote their testimony down. God inspired them like he inspired me to talk about what I talk about and to go out there and do what I do. So he showed me organized religion is what's enslaved my people. Huh? Yeah. In politics or people that's in power. Huh? Yeah. And I need you to go tell her, Big Mouth Steve, I said, set my people free. I'm like, huh? So he walking me up, right? Letting me understand what the 5 books is all about. They are the laws that he created that they can use to discipline or they can use to help you grow. So you know when they set laws, the same way in the Bible. If you break them, you get punished. It's in there. People look at the 10 Commandments. It's not just the 10 Commandments. Read Numbers and Leviticus and all of that. Read them. He tell you who you like. Don't sleep with your neighbor wife. Don't sleep with this. Don't, stuff like that. Read it. Where y'all think the laws come from? Now, mind y'all, I wasn't seeing this type of stuff at first. I was blind. I wasn't awake. I don't want to know it. I don't want to see it. Why did you allow me to see this bull jump? You know God, Jesus. You know me seeing this. I'm going to go on my show and I'm going to talk about it. The corruption I seen. That's why I let you experience it. I didn't really understand what being oppressed meant until it happened to me. When you got people that can use the little power that they had to basically destroy your life. Okay. I'm over Baltimore City Jail. Tap, tap, tap for me, yo. I'm trying to encourage y'all men. It doesn't matter your race or anything like that. Go home doing the right things. I got 30 years clean. I used to do this. I used to do that. Shh. Don't tell them that. What? How you gonna tell me what not to say? Y'all are correction officers. The goal is y'all supposed to help them. Right? Basically being correction officers to help them correct their wrongs. Correction officers. Where's the intervention programs? Where's the rehabbing programs? Where's the helping them to get rid of that old ways of thinking? Remember what I shared earlier? Helping them get rid of those old ways of thinking, putting new ideas in there. And then y'all wonder why. We have and people that goes out and become repeated offenders because they didn't do anything to help them get rid of those old ways of thinking. Want me help? I got a little over, 31 years now. I had to change my old ways of thinking. I had to change people, places, and things. I can actually help them understand how to walk up out of that. Being honest with self, having faith back in self, trusting back in self, digging deep down inside of themselves, finding out, what maybe caused them to go into this destructive lifestyle. I had to learn to accept whatever went on in my past. That's the past. I had to learn and practice the spiritual principle too of forgiveness. Whatever happened and what somebody done to me, it's not to live in the here and now with a bunch of anger, resentment, fear, jealousies, insecurities, distrust. It's not to live like that in the here and now. I recognize those things, but they don't control my life now. I had to look at that. I had to pray. And I'm talking about the negative side of stuff. That anger, that fear, that jealousy, that distrust, that insecurity, stuff like that keeps that wall built up. I had to learn to let it come down and pray and ask him to remove. And it's only a day at a time. Whatever character defects that's in my way, and I'm talking about the negative, that's in my way, that's causing me to be productive for him. So it's a day at a time. I'm not worried about tomorrow. I try not to worry about tomorrow. I try to be a loving, caring, kind, considerate man in the here and now, just today. Something might happen, I might flip later. But the goal is, if I do get upset about something, don't do nothing that will cause you to go behind bars. That's not a good place. And when you do, a lot of people don't understand that you have lost your liberty, your freedom. You couldn't tell me that. Nope. My civil rights, my equal rights, they still here. Y'all talk that bullshit, y'all call you want. Let's go up. You're gonna try to tell me, do what you say do, and go to bed when they say go to bed, you wake up when they say go, all of that you do. But you could still, if you go back to sleep, you go to sleep, but they dictate when basically you're removed. Now here. And I'm telling you, that thing like ate me up, tore me down mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I cannot understand. I can understand if you did something that, that get you there. But to keep coming back, and proud of it, proud of it, I gotta look at him, Steve. What is going on with you? You got guys in there that might have been locked up since they was 17, 18, maybe 14, and might be 50 now, 60 now, but they've been locked up since on and off since childhood. And it just seemed like this is the way to go. I'm like, no. I gotta look at it. What's going on with you, Mr. Copeland? That you feel like it's okay to go back. You just spent 6 months. You just spent 2 years. Then you come home, you home for what, 2-3 months? Then you back home to the other spot again. Hey, what's up, bro? How y'all been? I mean, what you going for? Yeah, man, I'm back. Huh? Mm-mm. 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 And then I'm watching our kids, 18, coming from the juvenile facility where they might have been over there 2-3 years. Then they with the big boys. Then they not in the big spot yet where somebody probably could take advantage of them. But they've been in the juvenile facility where it's a group of them. Some of them, they in groups. So they've been knowing each other from the top. I mean, from the other facility, then they're here. So you might got about 10 or 15 of them over there. They went to put me with them. I said, no, you won't. They kids. And they need to enjoy themselves for the age range that they are. No, I'm not, no. So they end up putting me, I wasn't supposed to have the top bunk. I was supposed to have been on the bottom. I said, I'll take the top bunk over where the older guys was at. No. Y'all not going to have me over here with these kids like that. No. And then some of them, didn't grow up with a male. So, me, I'm daddy, I'm unc, so I'm coming. And certain ones, it's normally one out the bunch that will try you. And one kid, he acted like I did something to him. And I'm like, boy, we would talk, then he would get mad about certain things. Then we would talk, then he would get mad and buck on me. I said, keep doing it. I said, keep doing it. Keep being smart. Now, mind you, I'm calling him nephew. And I said, you keep getting smart with me, nephew. I'm going to call you grandson. He was like, no, don't call me grandson. I said, keep playing with me. And that's how it broke the ice with us. So my thing is, however you want to be and act, that's okay. But you got to understand, I work with men and women, so I see that wall. I see that tough wall. I see when you putting up, when that ego and that pride is trying to run and dictate your life. I see that. But the goal is, it's okay to let it down. And it's not for me, it's for you. That's why you come in my life. The goal working with you is first, it starts with communication. You might have low self-esteem. You might be dealing with depression, bipolar, all that type of stuff. But the goal is to start with the conversation, and then once you start talking, you got to learn how to be honest with yourself. It's in here. You got to learn to have faith, believing back in yourself. It's in here. You got to learn to trust back in yourself. It's in here. Once you're able to do that, it's like, I can open that door a little bit and have faith and trust because I'm only giving back what I want. And sometimes you run across people that will take complete advantage of it. Because they think you're weak. They want to try you. And I'm like, look, you know where I come from? I ain't trying to. Look, one day at a time. One day at a time, Will. One day at a time, JBO. No. Oh, mark my words. Get me wrong. I rap because this is my weapon now. Not this. This. I stand on this. I stand on my morals, values, and principles. I got a conscience today. And if I go against what God called me to do, it's my conscience that beats me up. That helps me understand the difference between right and wrong. You going back into that area. And that's how they got it. That's how it's got it. You got it. Got it, not got it. Being guided is when you find yourself going back this way, and all of a sudden your stomach flipping and you feeling ashamed, the guilt, the embarrassment, or those dark feelings, right? That's because you're going against your morals, values, and principles. So now you got to work your way back over here to feel at peace again, to feel comfortable again. And see, my whole thing is because my journey is spiritual. Whenever something ain't right, I'm like, okay, Steve, what's going on? I might feel uncomfortable about something. I don't know what it is. Now, I don't want to start thinking, oh, God, I hope ain't nobody going to get killed. Oh, God, forgive me for the word. But I hope this don't happen. I hope that don't happen. You know, what is going on? Why am I feeling uncomfortable inside? And sometimes it's nothing. So what I have to do when I'm feeling like that, I have to sit still. All right, Steve, what's going on? So what I have to do, I have to take an inventory basically of my day. From the time I got up, did you say anything or did you do anything when you probably owe somebody an apology, or, you know, did you let something undone that you need to straighten it out? Okay, God, what is going on? Why am I feeling like this? And you sit down. Watch where I go with this. I'm talking to him. All right, God, what's going on? Why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, Jesus? What's going on, big bro? What's happening, bro? See, I might not see it. So I want to know what's going on. Why am I feeling a little at unease, and why? I mean, come on. I done took my medication. I done drunk my water. I done drunk some water. I got some coffee over here. I try not to fantasize too much. I don't think I'm fantasizing anyway. It's like I want what I want when I want it. I'm trying not to do a lot of the stuff that I used to do no more. So let me see what's going on, because I gotta take an inventory of myself. I gotta look at myself to find out what's going on. So I'm praying, communicate. Then I sit still to meditate, to listen for his answer. So guess what? I might not get the answer right there, but I'll go on the comfy couch. There go ill will. There go be still. There go willpower. There go cool. History. OG. And guess what? We'll start talking spiritual. We start feeding each other. And then I'll be like, I got you. If I don't sit still long enough to listen to to listen to what he's trying to tell me. It comes through one of y'all. So a lot of times I can't shut y'all out. Prayer and meditation. I know I'm a loving, caring dude. You can't change that about me. But I know also, too, where I came from. And that's the side I don't want to see today. I don't like that person. I'm not comfortable with that person. So I thank God for this spiritual journey. I read the Bible. I don't look at scripture the way I used to, because a lot of it started coming to life. I started seeing my experiences through their experiences, with the stuff that they went through. And a lot of us, what we have a tendency of doing, we will quote everything to have a conversation with you. I don't do that. Once I begin to understand what it's telling me or what it's saying to me, if it's something that needs to be changed, I strive to live it to the best of my ability as far as changing wise. It's the spiritual principles that's contained within them, the Holy Scriptures. I already know how to do wrong. So it's teaching me how to do right and live right. Because like I said, I already know how to do wrong. It's about living right. Is it about being perfect? You can do that. No. I remember when first got clean, I tried not to do a lot of the stuff I used to do because I was in the church. I was trying to be holier than thou. Excuse me, y'all. I realized I was human. Almost 18 months of being clean and all that, and trying to be perfect. I felt like I was about to lose my mind. And I did something because I struggled with, masturbating. That was an addiction for me. So I struggled with that. And I was in the middle of the floor and I realized, Steve, you human. You human, bro. And do I struggle with it today like I did, years and years and years ago? No. No. If I choose to do it, that's because, I'm going to say them lonely nights. You get me? But other than that, and y'all know, like I said, it's the couch conversation. Keeping it real. That's what it's about. It's about talking about those things. Digging deep inside, but not beating nobody up because they might be struggling with a certain thing in their life. Prime example. This thing's supposed to be going on with PD. I don't really know if TD was a part of it, Jakes. I don't know. And in a way, I really don't care because that's their life. And they have to answer to the Almighty when that time comes. Not me. So some people that's struggling with certain things, that ain't something that they woke up today. And today is what, September the 7th? And say, man, I'm going to go out there and sleep with another man. That's not something you just decide to do. Then again, I don't know. I just know that You have to have a little fetish or a desire for it. That ain't something that you're gonna wake up and just say today I'm gonna go. I mean, I bet that's what I did. Now I don't know about nobody else. I can just tell you. And the way I see it, that's something that's kind of embedded. And it starts from, I'm gonna say childhood on up. I don't know how far back, but that's why a lot of people they struggle with certain things in life. And they're afraid to be themselves because they're afraid of being judged. I don't care what your lifestyle is. It's not my goal to judge you or my purpose to judge you. Whatever you struggle with. If you're in the ministry and you struggle with this, you struggle with that, God already knew. God already knew. God knew when I was going to step outside my first marriage. He knew I was going to get caught up with the female. He knew when I stepped outside my second marriage. He knew how many I was going to be with and all that type of stuff. And he knew how it was going to end. And eventually, I walked away. That's kind of crazy, right? You the one running and you the one doing things, cheating in your marriage. But you leave the marriage. Some people say, why you ain't just leave anyway? That wasn't the purpose. Because the goal when anything going wrong is to work on it. You go through what you got to go through. But see, with me, I wasn't willing to continue doing the work. That's all you got to do is ask me. And I'll tell you why. But don't put your story with my story. Because I refuse to be somewhere and continue being miserable. So I had to be honest with me. And when I do get honest with me, people be like, I don't understand that. I don't like that. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do that. Well, I'm telling you. I went against my morals, my values, my principles with my relationship with the one that give me peace and joy. And not to say she didn't, but it was just too much there where it wasn't coming together. So sometimes, and with me, I had to muster up the courage. So stop telling people too, oh, I would just leave. It's not that easy for some. I had to dig deep down inside to get away and stay away. This is a beautiful person and everything, but it wasn't connecting. And it's, once again, it's not to talk bad about nobody or look down on nobody, because that's not what it was about. I can only tell you about me. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. Because you're afraid to talk about you. I know the mistakes I made. But you couldn't tell me I was wrong. When a person is caught up in something, any type of addiction, when they caught up, you might see the wrong, but you will justify to make it right. That's what I had to understand. And before I did it, I knew the pain I was going to go through. I knew everything I was going to go through. And I'm crying. I'm like, shut up, Steve, because you knew. You've been through this before, so you knew the changes that you was going to go through. And I had to shut up because I realized you the one. Don't hate me because I can come on here and free myself by talking about stuff. I wouldn't go on and share that. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't share it. How. That's you. That's you. But the thing is, ask me. After exposing certain dark secrets and stuff, ask me, how do you feel now? It's a pressure relief valve. When you can talk about you. And try not to worry about and what they think and how they feel. Because I can talk about me. You can't. Nah. I can come on here and I can talk about my wrongs and my rights and my ups and my downs and nah. And you can't, but you will talk with somebody on the phone or in private and you thinking that they ain't sharing it with somebody else, and some don't. Everybody don't do it. But still, you have a way of getting that off of you. Rather it's social media or the platforms, or guess what? Just phone calls, or just praying it away, or just reading it away. But just understand, everybody ain't there. It's okay to share that stuff because it gives us ways and means to maneuver through life. But when you get somebody like me and keeping it real, the couch conversation, keeping it real, so that means he's liable to say just about anything. I was getting ready to write down some topics, right? I said, no, I'm just going here. And because I was looking at spirituality. Um, morals, values, principles, those things that tends to keep us at peace. I was looking at that. So I pray that God just, help me to, the whole key is being honest. I'm human. And sometimes we might, why you share this? Why you share that? I'm human. And it's like a release for me. It's like a release. To be able to come on and feel free. I gotta watch the dog container so I won't kick her food. It's a winding down period now. It's a winding down. So let me, and I am, because I've been on I see an hour and 20 minutes. Now, I'm thinking about doing like a GoFundMe, because I have people that calls, like this lady in the hotel. The only thing with that, I'm so used to dealing with people that need places in the inner city. Now I try not to put you in a horrible neighborhood or whatever, right? But in the inner city. But the two ladies that reached out to me, one is up in Temple Hill, and one is here, but she wants something like in the county. Now, if I know you're a single parent, and I know 9 times out of 10 you don't have no money, you don't have enough money to pay like $1,400 a month. So I don't want to put you in nothing that expensive. I want to put you in something nice. But if I see when we talk and I see that, say like you get some type of extra money where you can afford that, then that's understandable. But the goal is to get you in to a low to moderate income place. Section 8, somewhere along that line. Rather you an individual or rather you somebody with children. The goal, no matter what, is to get you into affordable housing so you won't struggle. That's why I reached out to the director of housing authority. That's why I reached out to um, HUD, the director of HUD. Now, my friend had 3 houses she's trying to fill up. So I was letting people know that she need like house managers. Say like if you're RN or LPN or you doing something along that line, because it's a staff company too, so they connect people, right? The goal is, to help you get that extra job and work if you need it, but you have to be certified or licensed, and I think it's more like licensed. So that's what I said I was going to start doing when I come on, is to promote the 3 houses that we had available. But now she reached out to me for clients. So I haven't been able to actually go and look at these places for myself. I'm telling you about me. Because if I see that it's not fit for people that's looking for help from me, I'm not going to guide nobody that way. I'm just telling you me. So, and people think I'm just, because, I yell out sometimes. I yell. And people think I'm this evil, nasty dude. I'm like, you gonna cry, baby. And sometimes I have to back up. I have to back up because, I'm going to just be straightforward. I want to save people. And then people have to remind me, Steve, you're not Jesus. You can only help the ones that want that. I'm like, okay. All righty. Okay. And I had to realize that a lot of times. And some of us is at the point where, because we're doing pretty well with our life financially and all that type of stuff, economically, and because we're doing well, living that middle class life, that conservative lifestyle, that middle class, rich, millionaire, billionaire, whatever, and you don't need the system or the government like most of your low to moderate income people do. That's why look at the laws they create. Even they going to tax businesses even more. Because if you're making money, you can pay money. You're a millionaire, you're a billionaire, and I'm talking about profit-wise. But if you're a millionaire, you're a billionaire, and your business is profiting, yes, they're going to try to tax you more. You making 100 80, 60, 70, 100,000 or more, you're going to get taxed pretty nice. If you make below the poverty rate, they don't tax you as much or as high. Your percentage rate is not that high compared to somebody that's making well over that. Then a lot of the tax money that they take, it goes back. It's supposed to go back to actually build up more in your low to moderate income areas. If you're living in the county, you're living in a pretty decent neighborhood, right? And the streets are fine. You don't, I mean, it's not to say that the taxes won't go there to help, build, but it's the inner city that basically needed the most. So when Brandon Scott get his budget, $4.2 billion for this year, and I'm sitting at the budget meeting, and I heard him talk about putting money here, putting money there, putting money here, putting money there, but he never once mentioned putting money into the inner city. I was like, what? And people get mad at me when I talk about stuff like that. It's your money, your tax dollars. And then you want to get mad. Oh, he ain't doing it, he ain't doing that. It's the people. Once they lay down the laws and the rules and the regulations and all of that, it's the people. And when you see in your area they're not taking money and they're not creating opportunities for our children or our returning citizens, it's your money. These are things they're supposed to do. Better the school system. Right now, some people suing the water department. What is it? DPW, Department of Waterworks. A lot of our kids running around sticking people up, taking their cars and all this type of stuff. I'm like, where in the heck is they getting this from? See, this what happens when you got little nubs and stuff. You can't grip that well. And see, that's one of the things too. Look at this. I can't even ball a fist, right? See, I can do this. What the heck I look like swinging on somebody? This will break. Because when I was young, I used to play, and if you kicked it or something or you hit it, my finger would jump out of joint. So certain things I can't do. Now, I'll grab if you hit me. My thing is, I'm not going to swing on you. But if you hit me, then that lets me know you're trying to hurt me. So I'm going to do what I can to protect me. After that. That's hazelnut coffee creamer. That thing good. Goodity good. But look, I love y'all. Strengthen the community. The Latanya D. Copeland House of Hope. I'm on Google. And I would appreciate if some of y'all would go over there, maybe make little comments, just check the page out so I can see where more activity is being shown there. See, I can see how many people visited and everything, stuff like that. But I went on it the other day and it looked like they even took certain things down. But I might have about 300 people during a month's time that has been through the page. Now it's a phone number on there. You can call me or you can call Sherry. Sherry, she has more because we're working together. She has more, how can I say it? Basically, whatever your needs are. Whatever your needs are. If you got somebody that's disabled, you got somebody that needs medical assistance as far as somebody coming in or supervising them and doing things for them, she does all of that. That's why we came together, to provide the services. Housing, helping you get your own, all that, everything I do, Shari do, except for mine is housing, temporary to move you into a permanent. Some of her stuff is set up like assisted living. Then I have my website, and that's strengthening the community as well. Strengthen the community 03 at GoDaddy. You probably can put in strengthen the community. I gotta watch that. Strengthen the community 03 llc.com, and it'll take you to my website. And see what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to learn how to build on like my Google page, my website, kind of marketed it, put little special effects into some things that I might post on there just to make it more interesting for people to go and want to look at it and visit it and, stuff like that. I think my daughter and my big grandbaby coming down. But then I got my YouTube page. I got an Instagram page. Y'all know the TikTok. So I do a little bit of everything. And because I'm in the house now until we go through this court thing, and I can't get up and move about the way I want, I go through my pages and checking out little messages, and I'll answer things and, this and that. And some stuff I just delete, some people on a religious tip, they send me stuff back. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about or what I'm doing because it's simple. I try to break it down so simple. But if they so like religious, like sometimes what I say, because it's plain and simple, won't make sense to their mind. Okay, here. And some of us haven't learned to apply what we understand to our lives to make our lives better. That's why you hear some people say, oh, and they call themselves a Christian and they doing this and they doing that, because they're not applying what they understand or living basically accordingly. But they can quote everything and have some of the evilest personalities. You're like, dang, and you supposed to be a Christian? I know people say that about me. I'm quite sure. Sometimes I might put it out there like that. It's just because I tell y'all, my mouth is my biggest weapon. I mean, you're supposed to be more humble. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do that. Okay. I ain't busting nobody upside the head. I'm not trying to degrade nobody with the Bible, beat you down. The goal is I'll flip it. And sometimes the way I turn stuff, a lot of people don't like it. Because Now I'm starting to realize too, and I always heard it. The word is like a two-edged sword. So you have some pastors, ministers, people that will use the word to encourage you and motivate you. Then you have some that's using the word to tear you a new honeycomb. And I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it a lot now. And my thing is, only because the way I see it is really not to beat you down for whatever situation you might be struggling with in life. Not to beat you down. Some people do. Some people do. Want to tear you up. They know how to go in there and find certain scriptures that will talk against certain behaviors. But the thing is, and I can only say this to us as Christians, we gave our life to Christ. So we're covered in his blood. And if you read and you study what I study, and God already knows everybody is not going to go by way of Jesus Christ. You already know. It's in the scriptures. It's in the scriptures. But see, we'll pull out scripture that will fight against whatever it is. If I can encourage you and I can motivate you to give your life to Christ, that's what I'm supposed to do. But if I can encourage you and motivate you to live a better way of life, that's what I'm supposed to do. Because it's not all based around my religious beliefs or teaching. Yes, it is. Okay. All these different religions they have out here. And then it also talks about it's only one name that holds that power and authority when it comes, I'm going to say, to evil. That evil has to respect that name. You can call it whatever you want in the name of whoever you want. But it's in the name of Jesus that all power and authority has been given to you. Now, I'm only saying from what I read and from what I study or understand. You read the Quran or any other books, might tell you something totally different. And if that's where you at, that's what you believe, and that's how God deal with you, that's it. Telling you. I wasn't always like this. So many people speak different languages, right? Different tongues. That's babbling. People started babbling. But the ones that spoke certain languages understood what that other one was saying. With somebody like me, I don't understand Chinese. I don't understand if you start speaking in Arabic. I speak English. So if you don't make it simple and you don't keep speaking English to me, I'll be like, what do you say? But see now, it showed me after a while that God deals with people in his own special way. He can say no to me in English and say no at one time with English, Japanese, Chinese, Arabic, Hindu, whatever your language is, at one time, he can say no. Curly Showell said that, and I was like, But I had to realize how mighty and powerful I was like, oh my God, because what it did, it started taking me out of that box, that religious box. Then I started seeing, even though some of us go through Christ, how he started dealing with people through other religion. So my thing is, whatever your religion is, did you learn to connect spiritually? That's what I normally ask people. Did you learn to get that spiritual connection? Because religion is basically man-made. On how they want to dictate your life and how they want you to live, how they want you to pray, how they want you to eat, how they want you to dress. I ain't pay attention to that. And then y'all wonder why people walking away from the church or that particular religion. Mainly if they feel like you stealing their independence. They walk away. And it's sad. Because we don't love people for just who they are. We ain't gotta like it. We ain't gotta like it. But the goal is, no matter what, love each other as I love thee. As I first loved thee. We ain't gotta like them. You ain't gotta hang out with them. You ain't gotta do none of that. But it's basically saying respect them. Their own views, their own values. I listened to Geno Jennings and he come hard. Hard. And a lot of people like it. That ain't somebody I would sit under. Do you take the word to encourage and motivate people? Even if they stuck in certain situations in life, you take the word and you motivate them, you encourage them. That will help a lot of people to understand their wrongs and begin to let it go. But if you try to beat them down and make them feel bad and they caught up in that addiction, they will use it even more. And I said this on one of the shows like this. This lady was praying for her son, 30 years old. I said, you can pray. Now, I'm not saying don't pray. You can pray all you want. But if that person is not willing to make the changes, your prayer is going to make it harder for them because God going to do what you ask him to do. But if that person is not willing to let it go, they're going to struggle even more. I ain't understand that too. So sometimes you got to allow people to feel what they're feeling and go through what they got to go through in order to grow from it. And like I said, I didn't understand a lot of that. Until you get enough pain out of something, then you'll let it go. When your back is up in the corner, then you'll begin to let it go. One of the things when I'm caught up or in a habit, if I'm caught up in a habit, right, addiction, if I'm caught up, what I'll do when I get sick and tired of what I'm going through, I'll talk about it. Remember I said communication. Communication, it starts with communication. So I'll start talking about it. When I start talking about it, that's the process of beginning to let it go. And see, what I was taught early on too, it's okay to admit your powerlessness. It's okay to admit that you are powerless over whatever that is that's controlling your life and dictating your life. It's okay to admit your powerlessness because you gain power. You gain it. Because whatever you're struggling with, you got to realize I can't control it. I can't handle it. So once you realize that, you gain the power to move away from. I ain't understand a lot of this at one time. I have sponsored a lot of men and women throughout these 31 years. I didn't realize the people that's in my housing program, basically that's what I'm doing with them as a life coach. Helping them deal with life on life terms or helping them dealing with life issues. Prosecutor, Your Honor, this is what I'm about. And when y'all ready to sit down and talk, hey, let's talk. I got videos, I got texts, I got everything, y'all, let you know about Steve. Ask your state's attorney. Ask your mayor. They didn't see me quite easy. He's our Congress for the 7th District. Congress. Congress. And when I finally was able to talk to him, I was picking with Kwaisi. I said, man, look, now I know you older than me. Probably about 10 years, maybe a little bit more. I said, now I know you older than me. Now he ain't got no gray, too much gray. He ain't got no gray, right? So I'm like, what do you use to hide your gray? He bust out laughing. He bust out laughing. Because see, that's what I do. I try, when I'm dealing with people, I try to get to know the individual. I don't care if you're a Democrat. That's not your personality or your character. That's just your political beliefs. So I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're a Republican. The thing is, I want to just feel that individual out. Are you serious? And then I started realizing, right, they just lawmakers. They policies. It's a big difference. So the work in the community starts with the people. If we don't come together and unify and get this stuff together, nothing is going to slow down or stop. It's not going to be. Certain things not going to completely stop. We can slow it down. Whatever bills they create to help fight against whatever destruction or something like that that's going on economically, the ozone, the fruit zone, whatever. Some people into all that. But whatever they create, the laws, to either certain things that we feel like need to stop or they need to let go. They might create bills or laws to continue with it, where you got certain groups to come together and we'll tell you don't vote that bill in or that policy in. And we'll try to help you understand the importance of why you shouldn't. That's what I do. With Communities United, I just sent ACLU a message today to let them know. I I became a part of American Civil Liberty Union. My goal is to talk with somebody to let them know what happened to me and what's going on with me, court-wise. The Innocent Project reached out to me as well. So I've been basically little by little by little letting people know where I'm at and what's going on. So that, you know, when I get ready to approach this system, I'll be well prepared. And I want you to call me a liar for what happened to me. From what actually happened to me, call me a liar. Now, this is the way I would talk. But when you don't speak that language of the court system, you know, because they have their own language. The lawyers, the judges, the prosecutors, it's like they be over there speaking womp 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 womp. And you be like, wait a minute, what in the world is they talking about? Huh? Out of the 17 charges, they charged me with number 15 and something else. And I think it has to do with assault. See, I'm out because I know I ain't do nothing. So I'm like, okay, whatever y'all doing, go ahead. I'm here. Okay, I'm here. And the police report don't say I did anything, but I'm here as far as hurting nobody. Y'all just decided to throw that stuff my way. The young man ain't never told y'all that I did anything to him. He said I brought 2 guys in the house. They came looking for me. That's in the police report. And I'm going to show you how nasty these suckers is. They raided my niece's house while I was in prison. Talking about they was looking for Ray-Ban glasses, checkbooks, and something else. I ain't even got the paper on that. They had to tell me why the police came into my niece's house. And my niece is not, look, this business for me. But they put some stuff together, had them run up in my niece's house because they got mad with me when they came and got me, and they got mad with her because she told them, y'all can't come in my house, my uncle coming out. But they wanted us to see just the power that they had. That's all it was. That's all it was. But that's not in the police report. And they found the guy dead in one of my houses. And guess who he looked like? See, I ain't shared that other stuff yet, but it's there. I've been trying to talk with my clients to find out what really happened to this man. I'm talking about the crack ball. Eastern District Police, street polices, the ones that's in the community. Because I had to go to the district to complain about the ones that was coming for me. And that's a shame when you got to call the police on the police because they being outraged. And I know a lot of y'all looking. And I'm talking about on Facebook. I know a lot of y'all looking. And I know a lot of y'all are afraid to back me up. I know y'all. Church members, NA friends, all of that. Because you know what? I'm out in the community trying to help rebuild. So you argue with some people that don't want to see the changes, and that's all it is. A lot of y'all saying that, and guess what? It's your families that you don't want in your house. It's your children that's out there breaking the laws like they're doing, but you want them to put them in prison. You don't want that. I can tell you that personally for the little time I was over there. That thing will eat you up mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And I ain't even getting to the physical part of the things that could happen to you too in there. You stand on guard all the time. You don't know you and a person talking and y'all cool with each other, y'all like this, but you don't know, is it really real? Because later he might flip on you. And you like, what the freak that happened? I thought we was cool. I thought blah, 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 blah. And they flip. And I'm listening to people asking for medication to help them. Oh, ain't nothing wrong with you. And I'm like, yes, it is, because these the type of people I deal with. Help them. You don't want to hear, but it's okay. When they turn around and send your loved ones to that slave man plantation. I could have talked. If I had went to court April tonight, I would explain to the judge, this is business for me, Your Honor. What I do to help, our homeless and less fortunate people with the housing program, with the mental health program, with all this type of stuff. I ain't have a chance to tell nobody no. Because they going off the police report, making me out to be a monster. So if he say in that paperwork, this is what he is, this is who he is. My daughter told me the other day, I didn't know, for what they was doing with me, she said that, I think it was the bailiff or something like that, right? She seen what they was doing with the public defender right there. He told my daughter, he said, y'all need to get your father a lawyer. And I had to get a lawyer. Because they in cahoots together. You want to sit back. This is a housing program. Transitional housing. And if you read it up, it tells you everything I do with a transitional house. We normally work with the homeless in the less fortunate community. We can't keep you forever, so it's work you got to do to help turn things around to move forward in your life. So the courts rather shut me up and want me to stop and say we need to put them away. And a lot of y'all watch it. Y'all watch it. Y'all watch it. Y'all watch it. And y'all do just like the politicians. You turn your backs on your own people. And sometimes I want to turn my back. Y'all don't care. I don't want to care sometimes. I can tell you right now, that's not little Steve out there. That's not my daughters out there. They not my nieces and nephews. I got about 2 nephews. I can tell you right now, showing their little butts, and I talk to them. But I understand sometimes they gotta go through. Prayerfully, they won't be taken out. They'll be able to straighten up or have, but not to, just sitting back, watching, sitting back, watching, just destroy us. 13, 14-year-olds out there robbed, taken. They get them, they got to put them back out there. Ivan Bates was talking about arresting the parents because of what their children doing. It's not the parents, it's the children. It's not that they didn't teach them right from wrong at home, some. It's just when they out and with the encouragement and motivation of others, they tend to do, peer pressure and want to be part of. Y'all don't have enough recs. Y'all don't have enough programs. Or the ones that we do have, nobody is encouraging them and telling them where they at, where they can get involved in positive stuff. I talk about my talk show, the Be More Real Team Talk Show, giving our youth a voice. Y'all don't want to hear that. The couch conversation, looking at opening up multi-purpose centers, music, art, theater, dance, and stuff like that. A lot of parents can't afford to send them to the School of the Arts and stuff like that. We got churches, we got colleges where some of them that's singing and dancing and theater that can come in and actually tutor the kids, teach them. I've been talking to people about all this for years. Y'all, because a lot of people sitting back, it's like they thinking their own children deserve to get what they get, because that's what society is looking at now. And like I said, sometimes, and it's not much I can do now because God shut me down. He shut me down. And he did it for a reason. For a couple of months, it's like I didn't have a voice. I didn't have a voice. And all of a sudden, after a while, my voice started coming back. That warrior, that fighter started coming back. And I'm looking at myself and I'm like, Steve, when you go back out this time, you gotta have a team around you. You gotta have people around you. It was too easy for them to do what they did. You gotta have a team. I need some like-minded when we start out again. I need some like-minded loving, caring people that really wants to help, make a difference. Because I can stand back. We're working together now. I ain't got to be too much on the front. I'll be there with you, but I need some like-minded volunteers until I'm able to get the finances to be able to pay people for being a part of the business and everything. But this is something you gotta want to do. I don't care where you at. You in Baltimore County, you in DC, you in anyone. If you close by, you willing to during the hours of operation. If you willing to come and let's do what we do. I can't do it by myself this time. I can't. And I told my kids I'm not going to jump out like that again. I'm not going to jump out there. And for a lot of y'all, the way I look at it, police are human. The politicians are human. They are human. They're no different than us. Some of them might wear their titles or their badges on their sleeves, ego bull junk, but they are no different than us. And my thing is, if you're a crooked cop or a politician and you deceiving the people and you got family, you know what goes around, come around. What you put out can come back to yours and you. And then y'all wonder why later y'all get caught. Because you in a position where you can help more, but because of your ego, your pride, and probably what didn't happen to you as a child, and now you're at a point where you want to go around and hurt everybody else. Because in your mind, you can. And my thing is to give out good vibes or to do great things. Because I feel like if I'm doing that, my kids are protected. They are protected. Because I have to pray for them too. Because I'm walking in the way I believe he want me to walk. And so my thing is protect my children as well from the stuff that I'm out there trying to help make changes with. Protect mine. So it's not as much as mine. It's going out there trying to help those who really don't understand you can turn your life around. I don't care how many letters you got behind your name. You better not come and play with me. You won't come and play with me because you got your doctorate, because you studied, you did your research on addiction or like in the medical field. And you studied, you did your research, you did all of this to learn certain things. When some of us kind of automatically know how to do certain things, but you want to come and brag. And please don't come at me with that, mainly with the addiction part. Because I understand y'all did your research, you end up getting your license, the letters behind your name, because you had to study. Come here, let's talk. Which way you want to go? You want to talk Bible? Because I can tell you what the Holy Spirit shows me. And you paid all that money to get your theology degree. Oh. Come on, you want to talk about addiction? Come on. You want to talk about the obsessive and the compulsive behaviors? Come on. You want to talk about the chemical imbalancement? Come on. Who do you think they learned that stuff from to put in these books for you to research it, for you to get the letters behind your name, and I will back them up every time. If that's, I mean, that's where you at. That's where you at. Because God knows, when you certified like that, some of y'all get more money because you showing people your papers. And I'm sitting up here looking like, well, you know, I have experience, but I basically know what to do. So I have to do it in my own way. I'm not governed by HIPAA laws because I don't have no PhD. Or when it comes to like the mental health, when it comes to helping people dig deep inside of themselves, I do that from a sponsor standpoint. So I'm gonna pay a lot of money for y'all to take them there. And then some of y'all don't even help them with solutions. You just listen. That's all we do. Just listen. Some of you don't make all that money. Don't even. I just listen. I don't tell them what to do. I don't tell them how to do. All right, 2 hours. See, I'm getting sleepy. I get sleepy at a certain time. Let me check my. Let me see where my sugar at. 136. It's not too bad. All right, family. Chill out. It's 8 o'clock. I got 3 more hours for the comfy couch. Steve Copeland on the couch conversation. Steve Copeland on the couch conversation. Steve Copeland on the couch conversation show with Cool Daddy in the gang. Cool Daddy and the gang on the comfy couch. And I know Cool don't mind me sharing this. From what Cool was sharing, he wrote certain projects to help like people in prison. You know, and I'm trying to get the words back. And they used programs basically, but he wrote out some stuff and they used it to help a lot of the prisoners, you know. And I don't know why every time I think of that word rehab, I think of revitalizing too. But you know, intervention programs and stuff like that. And, you have to have those type of things in place. Maybe when you have somebody that's living a destructive lifestyle, you have to have things in place to help them turn this around. You can't do nothing else if you don't work on this because you're only going off the information that's here. So you cannot do nothing if you don't have nothing new on top of that old. And not only that, if you don't work on your spiritual man, it's like you might like you come out of a certain situation, but your behavior haven't changed. Your attitude wise, you still have that grouchy, corrupt, you know, behavior attitude. You haven't learned to focus on nothing different spiritually. So that's why a lot of people come out and do the same things. They haven't changed people, places, and things because they feel like I need to go around my boys, I need to go around my girls, I need to do that, I need to blah, 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 blah. Again, not realizing you got to separate yourself, even with family members. Anything that will cause you mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually to act back out in a destructive way is not healthy. It's not healthy. And we got 2:15. So I bet you any amount of money y'all didn't realize when I was talking, I walked y'all through the 12 steps. I was sharing the 12 steps. Honesty. Faith, which we talk about open-mindedness. The willingness to trust. Then I took you to a deeper level when I said I had to go inside. I walked you through. Then I started looking at the character defects. Those things that cause a lot of harm and misery and pain in our lives. We humbly ask him to remove them. That's a day at a time. Most people call it repent. Turn away from your wicked ways, stuff like that, right? But that's a day at a time thing. You know, so if you live to see tomorrow, you practice not doing certain things again today, this day, right? So I was sharing it, but I was walking you through it and sharing personal experience with it. Remember what I said too about looking at the people that I cause harm to. Some of the people that I had to do a self-inventory. So some of the people that I caused harm to, the ones that I could or can at that time go back and apologize for the harm and the hurt that I caused them. Some people I couldn't explain exactly. Well, you remember when you were such and such and such, and I did this and I did that. Some people you can't be too direct to. So sometimes you have to just say, I apologize for any harm that I caused you when we was coming up. You know what it is. They might not know what it is. Because the thing is, you want to find peace. That's what, and comfort in your life. Those are the things, some things we can't change. So we have to learn to accept it for what it was or, is. It happened. We can't change it. Rather, we was the ones that got hurt or we hurted others. I can't live my life today with hatred, resentment, anger, fear. No. Because that'll cause me to act out in a destructive way. So that's why I shared with y'all. I might be going through certain little things, right? And it's like, all right, Steve, what's going on? That's called the self-inventory. That's the 10th step. Remember I talked about praying, communicating with God. Remember I said when I talked about meditation, listening for his answer. And sometimes I might not sit still long enough. So I have to listen to y'all and say, okay, God, I got it now. And once he tells me what to do, it's about carrying it out. That's what I learned through the 12 steps of my spiritual program. So I ain't got to sit here and I ain't got to stay stuck on. Remember I shared when I started using? See how I moved away from it? Because I started telling y'all the things that I had to do in order to grow. You don't keep people stuck. It's not to keep you stuck. So when I step in, you step in with the solution. You already know the problem. You already know what's happening. So what we can do to slow it down? What we can do to stop it? Certain things is not gonna stop. It's just life. But what can we do? What intervention programs? What words of encouragement? What motivation? How was you able to come up out of that, Mr. Copeland, and be able to stay out of it one day at a time? I don't even have a desire to use. Do I think about it from time to time? Yes, I do. But I don't have that real strong desire. And I done been through some stuff. Y'all know what I'm going through now. Sometimes you might say, I don't want me anymore. I just wanted to take me out. Not really. I just want to be able to cope with it. I just want to be able to cope with it. My battery running low on my laptop. Say energy saver. Got it. Oh, I'm getting ready to get off. I can't see. Ooh, I see you real low. Oh my God. Okay. Cut off. I mean, go out. Oh, shucks. I'm trying to hit it with my hand. With my laptop, I got the, it's not a touch screen. But look, I love y'all. And been 2 hours. Been almost a half. And sometimes when I come on, I don't know exactly where the spirit will guide me. And one thing I begin to understand and learn through my process, right? I don't know who God might have me sharing something with, who I'm talking to, but if that one person, I might not never know who it is, I could say something to help you want to turn your life around or live a better way of life. I've done what he asked me to do. I've done it. You know, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. I do want to start back the couch conversation. Right now, sometimes I just don't feel like coming over there. I got the time to do certain things, but then I would have to invite people out and stuff like that. That's why I want to get a studio where we can do it on a regular, like Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and then Saturdays at 2, the Team Talk Show. If you want to come on my platform, if you, however, whatever you're doing, business wise, praying, like if you want to get a time frame, that's what I'm saying. You can come on. You can team up with me. If you want to come on, the restream, the couch conversation, and rename your own stuff, but you just working off of my network and my platform, basically. Then whenever you post out, because you posting out from restream, you pulling in clients and customers or people that normally come and watch me. So it's to grow all of that. It's to grow all of that. So and that's why I said I need people. I need people. See my monitor thing. I need people. I need like-minded people. I do not need you to say, let me go over here and see what I can steal and what I could take. You do not have to do that. You don't. If you got some great ideas or you doing certain things and you trying to move it forward, let's just work together. The goal eventually, because I'm not profiting anything out of what I do. I wished I was, but I'm not there yet. But now, if you see the stability of what I'm doing, you probably like, oh, he must be making real good. No. So I'm starting to understand too that you building that foundation, and it's going to come to that point where basically I'll start profiting off of what God had me doing. But I understand that's a process within itself. And it's to help me to be more structured, help me to be more stable, you know, because you can't, business wise, you can't be like wishy washy. You know, you got to stand. And then you're dealing with different personalities because you're dealing with different people. So, you know, you got to keep a balance. And I need, this going to happen. Either way, it's going to happen. But it's not going to happen in my time. I'm doing everything I can that I believe that he's lining me up for. I believe, but I could be kind of like, you know. So I need y'all in case and it's like, nah, you know, long as we here and you see me like going that route and you might say something, no, you is want to say something to help me, like, come back here. Because if we like-minded and we going for the same spot, that's the whole goal of encouraging and motivating each other. That's the goal. Like-minded people. I was told keep my circle small, stuff like that. But I feel like if it's business, other than like a nonprofit, if it's business, you have a business, I have a business. We come together, we just merge it to improve our business. See, you might pick up the slack where I'm at as far as having experience in a certain area that I don't have. Or you might be more advanced in certain areas where you can help me take that next step. But to keep it real plain and simple, because I deal with the population that I deal with, you need clients. You need clients to grow your business. If you're a psychiatrist, you're a therapist, you're a counselor, you're a PRP, you need clients. So being a homeless advocate, working with the community, they need services. So who you think I'm gonna refer them to? Or who you think will help your business grow? So if you coming over here and you being selfish and self-centered and greedy, I'll take them somewhere else. I had that done. Play with them. Play with the people. I have no problem signing them on with somebody else. Don't give them the service that they need because you trying to fatten up your pocket or you playing around with them. That's your loss. It's not mine. Because they're going to keep coming. So if you can't provide the proper service for them, then I'm not going to, if I see you can't really help them, I'm going to move them away from you. People call me because they need clients for whatever type of, you know, program they have or business they have. They need people. I got the number to homeless services with one of the caseworkers in there. Somebody needs somewhere to go there, call me. I got social worker number, or they got my numbers, or they email me, stuff like that. Me and Sherry, she need clients for her houses. I need clients for my houses. But I'm not putting people in no anything. So right now, I can only make phone calls from people, and it's okay. You know, it's okay. Cause even if I was sitting, say like at the office, and if it's something that I can't provide, I have to call out for you. I have to call other people. And most of the people I deal with is like me. They more stable, so they probably come. They more stable. They've been doing it a lot longer, right? So I had went to get some help for somebody, and I am going to get off of here. I was trying to get this person from my housing program to another program, but this was based a little around recovery too, right? And I did a live on this person's behavior with their sister too. And I called my friend and them to see what they take them. They be like, no, because if you can't deal with them, we know we ain't gonna. They was like, because they know Steve. Sometimes I come for you, just to help you get that, to humble you, to back up, right? To be more open. And they was like, no, because if you can't deal with that individual, they know the heck they gonna bring that. And I'm like, but you got y'all more stable, y'all got, workers and more of a team to actually work with them. They was like, no, because if you can't handle them, we ain't gonna be able to handle them. And I said, I ain't gonna do that no more. Because some people, and I have people that will take you. You might have to stay in there for like 2 months before you can work, before you can do anything. Some people don't want to do that. They get you housed and all that, but it's a process you got to go through. And some people don't want to do it. And I'm sharing that because that's what happened with one of my clients. They supposed they went into this place. Me, the police officer that made those fake charges, his lieutenant, their sergeant, all us was outside talking. So how you gonna go back and charge me? We out there, this my business. We all talking. Home invasion, burglary, armed robbery, assault, all this stuff. And me and you talked. Me and this officer talked. He was telling me he got kids, he wanted to leave a legacy behind, and he wanted to, man, talk. When he first told which name to knock my door down, I said, you gonna pay for that door. I went over to the car and said, you gonna pay for that door. You can get me another door. And he shook his head, right? Then he turned around and told him to do it again. I was gonna let him in. Y'all just put your mouth too far in this stuff. But you gonna charge me with burglary on my own stuff. So whoever listening, you can take it back to them. Take it back. You don't let me share that. This is my talk show. Okay? The couch conversation show. This is my talk show. I'm sharing my personal experience. It's my talk show. I shouldn't even be going through this. But y'all want me to see because y'all have the power of the pen and all that to show this brown skinned guy what y'all can do. And this is my way of fighting back. shared it with Brandon Scott. I shared it with Mackenzie Frost, with Fox 45 News, the stuff that I was going through. I shared it with Isabel Cummings. She told me don't give up on the police. I said, no, because they, blah, blah, blah. She said, Mr. Copeland, don't give up on them. Because you in the community, work with them. Ivan Bates. Colonel Melvin Russell. And I'm going to tell you, I guarantee you, the judge know the truth, the prosecutor know the truth. Because of my lawyer. But they dragging it. Why they do it, I don't know. But they dragging it. I can tell you right now, this messes with me mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. I got this box on my leg. I feel trapped. I feel enslaved. I can't go nowhere. I can't do too much. And this is my outlet. And I think this is what they do to break some of us. So y'all want to talk their Gucci stuff. Listen to what I'm saying. This is how they do certain things to break us. Then you got Marilyn Mosby, right, on home monitor. She not supposed to go far. But guess what? If she talked with her lawyer and they ask the courts and the courts approve of it, then it's nothing SAP can do. Because now she'll let them know that it's been approved, blah, 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 blah. So she was at a cookout and people had a fit. But I already knew by her being there that she most likely, got the approval. But basically what I'm saying with that too, we're not supposed to go but so far. Because that's why it's considered as home arrest. But somebody like her who's used to getting up and going like that, even though they're on home arrest, they schedule stuff outside of the home, like they can run around just as normal as possible. And what I was reading and what they were saying, the only time she's supposed to leave the house is for a job. See, I can't even leave the house for a job. I'm retired. And not only that, leave the house for a job or something catering to her daughters, school-wise, somewhere along that line. But as far as a cookout and the parties and stuff like that, those are something that your lawyer have to get the approval of the judge for. It's not ASAP, it's the judge. And I listen to a lot of y'all try to come forward, and I'm just telling you how this process works. Because a lot of y'all just blah, 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 and you don't know. But I was hoping she didn't do anything to violate her home detention. And I don't know, some kind of way, I think the judge supposed to have, gave her approval to, I don't know if she's going to California for like a job, trying to get a job out of town. I'm like, what? And from what I read, he supposedly gave her approval for it. But she still can't go but so far because of the home monitor. And she can work locally here, go out for the 8 hours or however long it is. Then she have to come back home. So they pulled up her stuff and it tells you, this is like mandated. But it's supposed to be she's on home arrest. Not to run up, not to go anywhere you want, not to hang out here and there. It's home arrest. I love y'all. 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 I'm gonna end this right here. This 2 hours and 40 minutes. Let's